everyone. Today, thank you so much for coming back, first of all. And today, I just wanted to continue in the little series talking about the fruits of the Spirit. If you missed the last two videos where I talked about love and a general idea of what the fruits of the Spirit are, you can head to my YouTube channel. It's just youtube.com/Diana Wodnoff, Wodnoff. Or if you're seeing this on Facebook, you can scroll down my page and find it there. But today we're going to talk about the next one, which is joy. What is the difference between joy and happiness? What is joy and how can I have it? Joy is the second fruit of the Spirit mentioned in Galatians 5. So let's talk about it. So the dictionary actually describes joy as a feeling of great pleasure and happiness, to rejoice. Rick Warren has a better definition of joy, which I have to mention here because I absolutely love it. Rick Warren is a very famous Bible teacher in the United States, actually. So here's what he has to say about joy. Joy is the settled assurance that God is in control of all the details of my life, the quiet confidence that ultimately everything is going to be all right, and the determined choice to praise God in every situation. When I read this, I was like, yes, he got joy right to the smallest detail. And it kind of sounds like faith if you, it has that little ring of faith. But I love his definition of joy. What does the Bible have to say about joy? Let's look at Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10. It says, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Psalms chapter 16, verse 11 says, in God's presence there is fullness of joy. So, what is the difference between joy and happiness? How can I tell if I'm a joyous person, if I have joy in my heart, or if I'm just a happy person? Or maybe I don't have either, and we're going to work on that too, right? So the difference is happiness is fleeting. Happiness changes with whatever is happening in your life. You may be doing very well throughout the day, and then you get a phone call, your best friend telling you that so-and-so talked about you, whatever, and all of a sudden your day seems very gloomy. You just lose control of it. That's happiness, right? Happiness depends on our expectations of things. It depends on whatever is going on around us. It depends on other people. Happiness can come and can go. I can wake up happy, and I can end up the day not so happy. I can have happy moments in my life, but I can not necessarily have a happy life. Does that make any sense? So it depends on the situations, it depends on other people, and it can change, it can vary. And most people nowadays, when they pray, or from what I hear in the personal development and everything, it's like choose happiness, right? And I want to be happy. I want to be a happy person. I'm a happy person. That's awesome. But it changes depending on what happens. Let's say a tornado goes by and ruins your house. All of a sudden, you're not such a happy, dapper person anymore, right? And so what's the difference between joy and happiness? Joy is just the opposite. It does not depend on circumstances. It doesn't depend on other people. Regardless of what happens, I can be crying one day, I can be angry at people, I can be frustrated or irritated or not know what's going on, but still I sleep all through the night. I can still smile at somebody. I have this quiet assurance that God's in control, like Rick was saying, basically his definition. I have this quiet assurance that God's in control. Yeah, I had a bad day today. Yeah, it started good, but I had a bad one. But you know what? I'll have a better day tomorrow. It's just this peace that you have. It's just this understanding that you have inside of you that doesn't matter what you did in the past, doesn't matter how things ended up today. you always have tomorrow. And it doesn't depend the fact that you smile, the fact that you sleep well, the fact that you know, are happy does not depend or doesn't change according to whatever circumstance. I don't depend on finding a awesome job and having my life all together for me to be happy. No, I can be happy. I can have joy in the place that I am right now, facing whatever I am facing right now. So that's the basic difference between happiness and joy. And so it is a fruit of the Spirit, because just like Psalm said that in his presence we have fullness of joy. There's another verse that says that in his presence even joy, even sadness, jumps with joy. And so what does that mean when you have fruits of the Spirit? It is when you have accepted Jesus Christ, right, into your heart. So now you're not living, but Jesus is living in you and through you. And so it's not you that is acting, it's not you that is doing anything, but it's Jesus inside of you. And because my God is not a God of sadness and confusion and doubt and any of that, he emits whatever fruits he has, right? One of his fruits is joy. He's a very happy guy. And so if we have him inside of us, it's not so much that we are in his presence, but we have his presence inside of us. That's what people are going to see, the joy. I get asked a lot, how can you smile so much with everything going on? How is it possible that you praise the way you do in church, the way with everything going on? And people honestly will ask me a lot why I'm smiling, why I'm so happy, why whatever, knowing everything that is going on in that particular moment. Or having faced something hard, they'll say, and you're okay? Like, you're doing fine? I wouldn't be able to do that. And these are Christians. And I never understand, because if I'm in the presence of God and I have God with me, then yeah, my life may be falling apart, but I know he's got me. I know he's going to see me through some way or another. And I may be crying right now, but in the morning I will be maybe crying tears of joy. So anyways, guys, the difference is that if you're going through something, if you're going through anything in your life, and instead of seeing the positive in things, instead of, being able to sleep through the night, things, your problems and your expectations about things are keeping you awake at night, and you don't understand what's going on, and you just, you feel very depressed, very unhappy. You don't have joy in your heart. You're depending on other people and situations to bring you happiness. And we all know, maybe you don't, but I'm so sorry to tell you this, it doesn't happen. Even the bestest of friends, even those who love you the most, will hurt your feelings. I have people in my life that I thank God for tremendously, and oh my goodness, and they have hurt me. And because I love them, I keep, talking to them. But if my joy was dependent, my happiness was dependent on them, then I would have lost it. You can't depend on people. The only one that can bring you that fulfillment of joy, that joy that surpasses all understanding, that joy that doesn't matter if you lost your house, if you lost your family, it doesn't matter what is going on around you, that you could still smile, you could still crack a joke, you could still be in peace, you could still sleep through the night, you could still see the positive through it all. That only Jesus Christ gives to you. And he gives to you when you accept him in your heart. When you say, Jesus, I have sinned against you. God, I have forsaken you, and I have not taken you seriously. Please come into my heart. Transform my life, transform my mind, transform my soul. And I give my life to you today. Take everything I have, take everything I am. I give it to you today. Come inside of me and make in my heart a new home. And when you accept Christ in your heart like that, You could throw in whatever words you want. It's very personal, accepting Christ. But when you accept Jesus into your heart, all of those feelings slowly start melting away. You're going to start seeing yourself acting differently, thinking differently, seeing things differently. The things around you don't change. Your problems don't change. But the way you see things change tremendously. And that's an adventure worth taking. Trust me. Okay? Trust me. It's very worth taking. Accepting Christ in your heart. And letting Him use you and transform you and let yourself be used by Him, and just Him living through you. There's nothing better in this world than that. But anyways, I'm going to cut it off here or else I keep going. So that is the difference between happiness and joy. That's the second fruit of the Spirit mentioned in Galatians. And if you have any questions, concerns, prayer requests, please leave it down below in the comments and I will get to you. I really do. I really pray. I have a list right by me of all the names that I pray for. So God bless you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.